Hey y'all. Don't that sound familiar? It's like nah, y'all. So in this video today, we are going to do my makeup, of course. And we are going to talk about my Phoenix Rising story, okay? So if you've been following me, then you know that I just recently moved to Dallas and I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm so happy. It's been everything that I could have ever imagined, right? But a part of that story is how I even got here in the first place. So that's what we're going to talk about. So I want y'all to sit back, do y'all makeup with me. I picked up a few products from Sephora and Ulta, you know, because that's just what I be doing. And we're going to talk, okay? We're going to have some girl talk. We're going to lay it out. Y'all ready? Because I'm ready. Okay. Where do I want to start? I don't even know, y'all. I don't even know. I guess let me start prepping my skin. So this journey that I've been on for the past probably a few years now. And I didn't think it was a few years until just recently. Cause you know, for a long time I just thought my life was shitty. I just thought that my life would never be what I actually wanted it to be. But that's not the case. I have realized, and I'm going to say just within this last year. So I just got this yummy skin primer. I don't even know how to use it. Like, what is happening here? Do not shake, just tap bottom. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. So yeah, I would say within this past year, I've realized that things had to change. Like, I no longer could stand my life. And that sounds dramatic, y'all, but like, that's really how it was. Like, I was over it. I was over always just being in survival mode. I was over, you know, accepting things that I didn't really want, but I felt like I had to accept it because I felt like nothing else better was coming for me. And not only that, but I realized that God needed me to see my own strength. Spirit truly needed me to see my own strength, okay? My own power, my own gifts, my own abilities, what was possible for me. So, it wasn't easy, but baby, I survived. Sometimes I don't know how. Not sometimes, like a lot of times I don't know how. Like, I know it was truly just God. But, you know, that's a part of my story. That's a part of the Phoenix Rising. That's why I'm here. So I would definitely say that this time in my life, being in Dallas and truly just going after my dreams, like, this is the rebirth. This is the rebirth of Denise Linnell in every possible way that I can imagine. Emotionally, spiritually, financially, creatively, like all of it. It's to me, like, this glow up, you know, is deeper than just how I look. It's deeper than just, you know, the clothes I wear, the makeup that I do. This is so deep. This is so deep. And I think that's why I'm so excited to share it with y'all, because I know what it means. I know what it means for people like me who have been struggling to see the rainbow at the end of the tunnel, baby. Like, I know exactly what that feels like. But I'm here. I sometimes I'm even surprised that I'm saying that. I'm here. Baby, ain't nothing but God. I realized at some point that I am the chosen one of my family. And low key, I'm not even lying, y'all. Like, low key, I didn't feel comfortable even saying that. Like, I didn't feel comfortable claiming that or saying that. Like, what makes you think that you're the one that God brought here to change the whole dynamic of your lineage and everything like that? What makes you think, like, that sounds kind of arrogant, but it wasn't an arrogance. It wasn't truth. And I think that ultimately I felt like that because, number one, God needed me to recognize it and stand in that truth. And not because I was being arrogant, because this isn't necessarily a journey that I would say is feasible for everyone. It really isn't. This is not something that I would recommend, because ultimately there's a lot of pain. In order to grow and in order to be better, you've got to experience a lot of pain, a lot of loss, a lot of down moments. But that pain, those moments, there's like a gnat in here, y'all, and it's killing me. That pain, those moments of loss, those moments of despair are literally the moments that create the phoenix. They create the phoenix. Do you hear what I'm saying? So yeah, I've realized that the women in my family, they suffered a lot. They suffered mentally, emotionally, physically, suffered through abuse, through silencing, through, taking whatever was given and not what they deserved. But at some point, I realized that that's not what I want. Like, that's not, number one, what I want, and I'm not going to accept it. So I think that right there was the beginning of the end. The beginning of the end, in a good way. Because when I realized everything that the women in my lineage have gone through, have suffered through, and then even when I realized what I have suffered through. And also, I'm going to say this too, because I was very much that person that was so humble that I never wanted to be a victim in any situation. Like, and especially when it comes to, like I said, the women in my lineage being silenced and kind of controlled in a sense. There's this narrative that is pushed that, like, oh, people have it worse than you. Someone always has it worse. And I low-key hate that saying. Because sometimes it diminishes what a person is feeling and what they are actually going through or what they have suffered through. Everybody in this world suffers. We're all human, okay? That's just the reality of it. But I am able to speak on it, and I am able to be a victim, to a certain extent, because that victimhood doesn't stay with me. I'm not claiming that forever. But the moment that I really chose to acknowledge it, that's when things started to change. So unfortunately, I've been a victim of mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, financial abuse, literally it all. And up until now, like up until this year, I'm gonna say I never wanted to ever claim anything like that, because I always felt that like, oh, you know, what you went through wasn't bad. Like people, that's thing again, people have it worse. There are other people out there who, you know, suffer in worse ways, or whatever the case may be. So I never really acknowledged all of that. But I am going to tell you that being the chosen one, that can only happen for so long. Because in order to be the chosen one, you have to acknowledge all of the unfortunate things that go on within your family, within your lineage, within your life. Because if you don't acknowledge it, if you don't heal it, it'll stay there forever. So I had to acknowledge it, and I'm gonna tell you that was not an easy thing. That was not easy, baby. Okay? I remember at one point I was like, I don't know if I'm going to survive until next week. Like, I truly did not know if I would survive. And I think that is so crazy. It's so crazy being able to reflect back on that now. That feeling, it's so sad. It is so sad. But truly, God made me a warrior in ways that I didn't even freaking recognize. Okay. And that's how I was able to survive. Because I am a warrior. Because I am the chosen one. I can say that 2025 has been the year of complete destruction of who I was, who I thought I was. Letting go of all of the relationships, habits, ties, everything that kept me stuck to that. Really? Like, why would you die like that? Everything that kept me stuck to that limiting belief. There we go. Okay, y'all. Anyway, as I was saying, 2025, I had to get rid of it all. I had to get rid of my limiting beliefs. I had to get rid of the people who kept me stuck and stagnant. I had to let go of the family that kept me stuck and stagnant, that kept me in a cycle, and, you know, energetically would have kept me from growing to my ultimate potential. And that is not no easy thing, y'all. That is not no easy thing. Okay? Because when you do that, you have to face the reality that you're going to be alone. You're going to be alone for a period of time. It won't be forever, but you're going to be alone, and you're going to have to be okay with being alone. And I think for a long time I wasn't. Like, I was to an extent. Like, I'm pretty okay by myself. I'm pretty okay alone. But in the capacity that I feel like God was calling me to be alone, I wasn't ready for that. But at that point, I didn't have no choice, baby. God was like, yeah, it's clean house on everything. On everything that is not for your highest good. I don't even know what I want to do on my eyes, y'all. I really don't. I'm using this pretty palette from Morphe, like the colors bomb. All right, I'm just gonna start doing stuff and we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, all I know is I had to realize, like, I had to let a lot of things go. I had to let a lot of things go. And I had to do it scared. I had to do it scared. It didn't matter. Like, yeah, you was gonna be scared because it's change. And change is always scary. But you wanna stay here or you gonna keep moving? You gonna keep growing? You know, you say you want all of these things, so what are you willing to sacrifice to get there? To get the things that you say you want? Anyway, y'all, I'm supposed to be talking. So, as I was saying before, you know, I realized that the women in my lineage, they suffered a lot. They were silenced. They were told to shut up and just be, to shut up and accept. And I knew that that's not, I just wasn't going for the shit. Sorry, like, I wasn't going for it. No, it's not happening anymore. I mean, I took it up to a certain point, you know, especially as a child, because, you know, you grow up, you want to be obedient to the ways and the teachings of the people around you, the people that you love and you trust. But they don't always know what's right for you in your life. And at some point, you have to accept that you do know what's best for you. You know? You know what's best for you, and only you. Nobody else does. And nobody else can tell you what is best for you. So 2025 was the year that God said, okay, you want more, you want better, you want to go after your dreams. I'm going to take away all the distractions, all of the distractions. You're not going to have any excuse to not go after your dreams. You're not going to have any excuse to sit around and wait, not put any action behind anything. You're not going to have none of that. God literally took me up out of my comfort zone, okay? And put me through hell. Put me through hell almost in like the best way that he could in order to get me to where I am now. Like, I know that sounds crazy saying that, but like, it's the truth. It's the truth. And baby, 2025 was hell. 2025 was hell. I was living in a home that I wasn't comfortable in. Forget not being comfortable, I was disgusted with, okay? I truly was living in somewhere where I couldn't get comfortable if I wanted to. Mice, roaches, just the worst of the worst. The worst of the worst. And even I didn't even want to say that at a point, because I always thought like, oh, well, it could be worse. Girl, do you see what you are dealing with? No, it was the worst of the worst. But looking back on it now, being able to reflect, I know exactly why God did it. Because if I had any ounce of comfortability, I would have slacked off. I would have been distracted. I would have found ways and reasons to not do what I knew I was supposed to do to get to where I wanted to go. So God had to make me the most uncomfortable I had ever been in my life. And also, not just that, but as I said, all of the trauma, family trauma, and all of that I had experienced, God also was testing me in that moment. And I had to truly say, or I had to decide, are you going to still stay in this space with people who cannot support where you're going, who cannot support you in any way, just because it feels comfortable? Ugh. Like, God really put me to the test. Really. I can't even explain it, y'all. Like, he really put me to the test. Okay? There was no comfortability. Like, at all. At all. And as I said, looking back now, reflecting, I understand why. I understand why, because I would have found a way to be comfortable into, oh, I don't have to do this and I don't have to do that. No. God was like, no. You keep praying for something better. You keep asking, you keep begging for something better. All right. I'm going to give you something better, but before I give you the better, you're going to have to go through the worst. And that's what I did. And it taught me a lot about resilience. It taught me a lot about being resilient and also trusting spirit, trusting my ancestors. And can I say that 2025 has brought me more spiritual gifts than I even knew that I had. Like, don't get me wrong, I know that I had spiritual gifts. Like, if you follow me on TikTok, then I talk about my dreams all the time. I talk about me being able to commune with my ancestors and all of that, and getting messages through dreams. Baby, 2025 was like, it was like times 100. It was times 100. Like, there were days I was waking up so tired because I'd have like 3, 4, 5 dreams in one night. I didn't even know that was possible. Okay, I didn't even know that was possible. And then other things started to happen, like other spiritual gifts, like psychic vision started to happen, spiritual downloads, like so many other things. And I'm like, okay, now hold on, what's happening here? But God was opening me up, and this was all a part of the plan, so that I can create what I'm creating now. And I can't wait to tell y'all that, but that's gonna be at the end of the video, so you gotta keep watching. Okay, you gotta keep watching, because yeah. And not my camera overheated while I was talking to y'all, so we had to pause for a second. But we're back, and what I am gonna say is, y'all, I'm gonna poke myself in the damn eye. Ultimately, 2025 taught me that I'm here for a reason. I am the chosen one. I am a mystic. I am a psychic. I am here to do so much more for the world. I am my ancestors' wildest dreams. Okay? And they are behind me 1000%. And through all of that, I was able to create a business that is everything I love, everything that is me, everything that I stand for, everything that I want to be remembered for. It is everything that I want to do for the world. And the legacy that I want to leave behind. Right? Because I want to leave behind a legacy. Yeah, I do. And so I created Soul and Skin. Soul and Skin, that is my baby. It is a dream come true. It is a manifestation come true. It is everything. It is everything to me. My baby, my hard work. Oh my gosh, everything. I have put so much time and effort into this business. And first, I can't wait to share it with all of y'all. I cannot wait to share it with all of y'all. And Soul and Skin is, it's beauty, it is spirituality, it is healing. It is the reason why I am here. Yeah. And I'm so excited to finally be able to introduce this to the world, because I've been working on it so hard for so long, right? And I think the crazy, beautiful thing for me is Soul and Skin was created in true chaos. Like, beauty for me was created in chaos. I created something that is going to withstand generations, and something that is going to be healing for so many people, not in myself included, because all of the things that I have put into Soul and Skin, I had to put in myself first, so I firsthand know that it all works. And yeah, I'm just so excited. It's my baby. It's everything. And hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And our first, very, very, very first product will be available soon. I don't want to give too much detail yet, okay? But it's going to be something beautiful. It's going to be something, just something worthwhile. Something that we all need. Soul and Skin had to be something that represented me. And not only me, but women like me who know that they are here for a bigger purpose, who know that they want something more out of life, for the women who know that they want to heal, and not that fake healing shit, like real deep soul healing. That's what Soul and Skin was created for. That's who Soul and Skin was created for. The Phoenix is motherfucking rising. Okay. She ain't playing no games. She is on her shit. She is healing. She is growing. She is glowing. My nose look crooked.